of shit. A piece of shit. Oh, Jake, you suck.
Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Talking to Myself. I was holding my arm up so that I could make sure that the talking is filled out, because it's been bothering me. Every episode, the talking you can't quite fucking see. But it's all good. Yeah, welcome. What's today's date? I think it's March 14th or 15th. I don't know what fucking day it is, man. I lose track of time all the time. But what's up, you fucks, you motherfuckers, you fucking pieces of shit who are listening to this right now, you fucking goddamn dumb motherfuckers. What is up? And I mean all those things as a compliment. I mean you dumb motherfuckers, you fucking pieces of shit, as I love you. That's what I mean. Some people don't get that. Some people don't understand that. But all my life, if I like somebody a lot, I'm like, hey, what's up, you fucking idiot? Because I don't mean it. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's true friendship. To me, true friendship is being able to say a terrible thing to somebody and they know there's no way you mean it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I've tried to explain this to people, and some people really get it and some people don't get it. Like, if I call you dumb fuck and you process that as, oh, what's up, man, love you too, then there's no way I could ever call you an actual dumb fuck. You know what I'm talking about? I could never actually be serious and call you stupid, because we know we love each other so goddamn much. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I say you fuck, it's hello. So if I ever say you fuck, you're like, oh, what's up? You're saying hello, man. Because we love each other so much, you couldn't possibly be angry at me saying you fuck. It must be endearing. I went to, I think I spoke on this a little bit maybe already. I don't know. I went to a liberal arts school, so there was an adjustment period where where people I met who I liked, I'd be like, what's up, you motherfucker? And they'd be like, what? Motherfucker? Why are you insulting me right now? And I was like, no, dude, it means I like you a lot. It means we're friends. And they'd be like, oh, what? Oh, okay. After, it takes some people a second. Some people get it immediately. I think it depends on where you're from. If you're from where I grew up, then immediately you understand it. If you're also, I guess, if you're an Italian person, you immediately understand it. Insults are telling somebody that you're their best friend. You know? The worse I can insult you, or the worse I do insult you, the more I probably respect you as a person. Because I know we're good. And none of it is mean. You know what I'm saying? There's such a fine line between lovingly, like, insulting somebody or ribbing on them and doing it like in a vicious, shitty way. And that line gets crossed a lot, especially with people you don't know. That's why you have to do it with people you know. You have to get to a point where you're like, all right, me and this person like each other so much that no matter what kind of fucked up shit we say to each other, we both know it's not from a fucked up place. Because some people will do it from a fucked up place. And sometimes you get to that moment with somebody where you're like, oh, we're good to just fuck with each other. And then you find out you're not. You find out like, oh no, this person's just mean. This person doesn't understand how to do this. I wish I had a good example. I can't think of any fucking examples right now. But yeah, that's fucked. Anyway, what's up, you motherfuckers? I love all of you. I love anybody who listens to this. Anybody who's listened to more than one episode of this already. I fucking love you, dude. No matter what. I don't even need to know you to say that. I mean that. You're taking time out of your day to listen to me ramble like a dumb motherfucker. That's great. You are awesome. You're a true fucking, I don't know. I don't even want to say fan because this isn't big enough to have fans yet. You're a true fucking human, man. You're a good person. I don't know if that's true either. You could be fucking stabbing people and I wouldn't know anything about it. I don't know if you're a good person. You're listening to this, and I like that, and I appreciate that, and I love you based on that, okay? But I don't know your life. I don't know you as a person. But anyway, I'm going to call you a fuck because I love you. Anyway, what else do I mean, this is... I always go into this having a plan of like, this is what I'm going to talk about, and then I just start rambling about other shit I never expected to ramble about. Dude, I want to talk about this. It smells like shit in my apartment right now because I just shit, and that happens, man. That happens. And people, I mean, I guess, I don't know if people said this or it's just Austin Powers, but you know that scene in Austin Powers where that guy's name is Fat Bastard. Times have changed, huh? A character in a movie, in a comedy, was called Fat Bastard. Imagine if that happened today. I mean, it might still stick. I guess, well, it'd be rough. There'd be some social media outrage for sure. But anyway, do you remember in Austin Powers' Fat Bastard? Which is the actual character's name in the Michael Myers movie Austin Powers. Fat Bastard. He says the line, he farts, and then he goes, "Come on, everyone likes their own brand." Which is me not doing a Scottish accent. It's me doing an impression of Austin Powers Scottish accent. So if you're upset at my impression of Austin Powers Scottish accent, you're mad at his Scottish accent, not mine. Because I'm great at accents. I'm so fucking good, dude. I can do an Australian accent that's amazing. Oh, ain't you? That's it. Alright. Yeah, alright. Yeah, alright. That's a fucking good Australian accent, okay? I told you last week that I tried Vegemite recently. Dude, I can do a fucking Australian accent. Fuck you. That's a good... Alright, yeah, alright. How's it going? Oh, yeah. R.I.P. to the crocodile hunter. Dude, that's... It's not. It's good. No, it's good. I stand by it. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, it smells in here, man. And I'm waiting for the smell to go away. And Fat Bastard told me when I was a young kid that everybody likes their own brand. But you know what? I don't like my own brand, okay? When I shit and it smells, it fucking smells to me. Which I don't know what that tells you. I don't know if that tells you that I need to change my diet, which might be true, or if just I'm a disgusting motherfucker. But, I mean, I farted in the car one time, and I did one of these. Oh! And it was so bad, I had to roll the window down for myself. I was alone in the car, and it was so fucking pungent that I was like, oh, I'm gonna pass out from my own goddamn fumes. So I think Austin Powers is I think Michael Myers is a goddamn liar. And Fat Bastard, if that is your real name, I don't trust you, okay? You fictional character. You're a liar. Fat Bastard, you're a liar. Oh, man. That's funny as fuck. That's crazy. Those movies were insane, huh? A lot of crazy shit in those movies. Just mojo. He had liquid mojo that he had to steal and then put inside himself. And what a fucking psychotic movie. Goldmember fucking ate his own skin, and then he said food with things you smoked, and they looked like dicks every time. Every time he held a plate up, he had plates out of nowhere. Schlong and a pancake, bong and a blintz, schmuck and a half pipe. Anyway, what a fucking insane movie. But, yeah. I don't know, man. Can we talk about Greenbook? Greenbook. Okay, I want to talk about Greenbook. Everybody keeps talking about Greenbook, getting mad that it got Best Picture, getting mad because it's got like a white savior narrative, but you know, they're getting mad for various reasons. But there's one angle that I am not hearing, and it's upsetting that nobody has commented on it or picked up on it, and that's that movie's offensive towards Italian people, dude. The first time I saw the trailer for that and I saw Viggo Mortensen going like this, I was like, what the fuck is going on? First of all, I think Viggo Mortensen is one of the most talented actors of our time. That's a fucking bad Italian accent. That Italian accent is only produced out of negligence. You know what I'm saying? Like out of the director going, nah, that's how they sound. The director going, no, that's perfect. And apparently the Italian son of the real life Vigo, whatever fucking person he played, he played Italian Man. They might as well have called his character Italian Man because he was just so in that trailer. That trailer was a montage of Viggo Mortensen eating things, and then Marshala Ali going, "You have the biggest appetite of anyone I've ever seen. I've never seen somebody with an appetite as big as yours." How fucking. They might as well have just had him say, "You know, dude, you're so fucking Italian, and I can tell because you're eating a lot of food. Wow, never have I seen a human being eat that much in my life. You must be some sort of Italian monster. Yum, yum, yum." There's a scene in that movie, right, where Viggo Mortensen's trying to write a letter to his wife, and Marshala Ali literally interrupts him and goes, no, you can't fucking write, you're gonna write a letter to your wife? You're a fucking dumb Italian. Let me get that pen. You can't even hold the pen. It's slipping through your greasy fucking meatball fingers. Goddamn sausage link fucking hands. Give me that goddamn pen, you dumb motherfucker. That's what he says in the movie. I don't care if he doesn't actually say that. That's what I heard when I saw that trailer. That's what I heard. I think he said something like, "Here, let me see." But I heard him go, "Listen, you dumb Italian fuck. You think you're going to write something? You're an idiot. You're basically illiterate. Not because you can't read, but because Italians can't read." And then they show this scene of like them reading the entire Italian family gets the letter back, and they're like, "Oh, he's such a poet. Oh, he's so beautiful. All these words are amazing. Oh, well, you know, I'm kind of autistic too. I've always been autistic." And then they're like, I can't remember quite well, but I'm pretty sure somebody was like, "Oh, I'm artistic," and then somebody else was like, "What does that word mean?" That happened in that movie. I think Sebastian Maniscalco was like, "What's autistic mean?" And I'm like, Italians don't know what artistic means? Some of the greatest fucking artists in the world are Italian. I'm not sure if that sentence was said, but I think it was said. I think it was. But anyway, his whole family doesn't recognize that he clearly didn't write that fucking letter. His wife isn't like, "Wait, this doesn't sound like Italian Man. This doesn't sound like Italian Man at all. This sounds like some other guy stole the pen from him and wrote a fucking letter for him." No, but according to this movie, she has no idea what the voice of her husband is like in the written form because Italian people are fucking dumb and don't know the difference in people's writing styles. Also, if he's that bad at writing, if he's that much of a moron, right, where he's like, "Hey, you're beautiful, and I like you a lot, and I hope the lasagna is ready when I get home." If he's that dumb, right, then when this eloquent, beautiful letter is sent, wouldn't she be like, who has our address? Because this is not, what happened to my husband? Was he abducted and killed by a much smarter man? Like, not every... That's why it's offensive. It's not. They're not saying like Viggo Mortensen's a dumb Italian, because there are some dumb Italians out there. Okay, there are some Goomba. "Hey, I don't know what you're talking about, dude." I have a friend, right, who, when we order Chinese food, he says, "Let me get the pasta," and he means lo mein. When we get Chinese food, he says, "Yeah, let me get the pasta. You order me some pasta." That's not pasta. It's a different fucking dish. Like there are noodles in it, but it doesn't, just because there are noodles doesn't make it spaghetti, you dumb fuck. Anyway, that's a dumb Italian. He's not the brightest kid. But, like, I'm sorry, I think I keep peeking. Anyway, he's not I need a fucking engineer to do this for me because I keep concentrating on the levels. Anyway, he's not the brightest fucking kid, okay? So there are dumb Italians out there. But this movie is implying that the entire fucking family is dumb just because they're Italian. There's a scene where, and everyone's talking about this scene, right? Where he's like, "Hey, you don't know how to eat fried chicken? Hey, let me show you how to eat fried chicken. Hey, you fucking motherfucker." Oh, man. What a stupid fucking movie. I have to see it. To be fair... I laid down a lot of judgment. I'm just talking about the trailer. The trailer made me feel like I don't know if they're representing Italians very well in this movie, or accurately. But I mean, there are certain things that are not untrue about Italian stereotypes, but do you have to lean into it that hard? You know what I'm saying? Does the trailer have to punctuate how Italians like food? You know what I'm talking about? Just have him eating in the movie, and that's it. It doesn't need to be the montage in your trailer. It doesn't need to be the introduction to the characters that he eats a lot. What a thin fucking character that you're like, hey, you want to meet this guy? He beats people up and he eats a lot of food and he can't fucking write. Oh, Italians, am I right? You fucking asshole. Chris Farley or whatever the Farley bro. I don't even fucking. No, he's good. I don't know. He's fine. Dumb and Dumber's a great fucking movie. Okay, I love Something About Mary. It's all good. But what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? Anyway. Italians, dude. When I was younger, I would go to a lot of funerals. I don't know. That's a hard change. I guess because I was thinking Italian, and then I was just thinking about my Italian family, and I was thinking about Italian stereotypes. I mean, Italian funerals are loud. There's a lot of like crying, and a lot of like, why do you have to go? Like there is that. I mean, that is, and that's not a stereotype or offensive. Like that's just, if you're at an Italian funeral, there's going to be Italian people with Italian accents screaming to the sky, screaming to God. Because a lot of Italians are so religious that they think they can speak to God. Dude, my aunt thinks that she speaks in tongues. Dude, I have an uncle who claims, oh my God. I have an uncle that claims that he went on a mission to a different country, right? I don't remember where, but he went on a mission to a different country, and he claims, and his wife claims it too, that he put his hand on a little boy's shoulder who didn't have legs, and the boy grew back his legs in front of them. That's what they claim that, and his wife backs it up. His wife backs it up. Can you believe that? That he made somebody's legs physically grow back. That's not even, like, that's beyond, like, televangelists, like, they touch people and they stand up. He's not saying that someone was paralyzed and he touched them and he got up. Like, he used the legs that don't work, but he still has them attached. No, he's saying that somebody without legs, cut off at the knee, grew back his shin and feet right in front of him because he took the power of God into his hand and fucking slapped it on the shoulder of that kid. What? Okay? So I feel like I'm not helping my point about Greenbook. I'm just saying some Italians are out of their fucking minds. Some Italians lie and say create or believe. And that's the thing, too. I don't even know if he's lying. I think he just believes it. One holiday, he was talking about guns, and he was like, they're not taking my guns. They don't... These liberals think they're going to take my guns? No way. I'll be caught dead. You come try to take my gun, I'm going to use my gun to defend myself. And I was looking at him, and I was like, you don't own a gun, man. You don't have a gun. Why are you pretending like you have a gun when we all know you don't have one? Like, what? Anyway, let's get back to the funerals. Italian funerals are weird, man. I mean, it's not just Italian. I've been to funerals on both sides of my family. My dad has 8 brothers and sisters. He has 8 siblings, and my mom has 5 brothers. So I have a gigantic family. So naturally, a lot of people have fucking died over the years. And I've been to somewhere around 15 funerals, maybe. I don't really want to count out the people who died. I don't really want to count off dead people, but I've been to a lot of funerals, and the thing you learn about death from being at a lot of funerals is that human beings are the most selfish creatures ever. Like, they're so fucked up. Because at funerals, you see a lot of people who are there. The majority of people who go to wakes or funerals are there for not the dead person. You know what I'm talking about? They're there for family of the dead people. They're there for to be sad about something. There's so many people who go to wakes or go to funerals, and it's just like they're there to perform. Two of my cousins died, right? Pretty tragically. And when the first one died, he was trying to get off heroin, and he was taking, I don't know what the name of the drug was, but he was taking a drug that people often take when they're trying to wean themselves off of heroin, and a lot of people OD on that drug trying to get themselves off of heroin. So he messaged my brother, and it was really weird and dark, and he messaged my brother, and he said, hey, I would love to hang out with you and the family sometime. I haven't seen you guys in so long. He said this to my middle brother, and then a couple days later he died. So that was really tragic, because he was trying to he knew he was in a bad place and was trying to get himself out, and he died trying to. And that's very sad. But his funeral or his wake, because he was so young and it was so tragic, I've never seen a more selfish fucking place in my life. I've never been around so many shitty fucking people at a funeral, because like there were so many. I mean, there was a moment where friends of his who were not real friends of his came into the funeral and just started screaming, "Ah! Ah!" and started screaming his name. I don't want to say his name. "Oh, Tony! Tony! Ah!" And they were like, and one of them was holding this girl back who was sobbing on the ground, sobbing. And there was like 4 other girls sobbing. And they were in the middle, like they walked up to the front of the room. Like they walked up in the perfect spot where everyone could see them. And they just did this really gross display. And it was like, you ever see a kid who's crying out of attention? Like he's crying because he knows if he cries, you'll do something for him. You'll give him the thing he wants. Like you take a toy away from a kid and he's like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." And if you say to him like, "Listen, man, I know this is bullshit," the kid goes, "Ah!" Like the kid knows. My ex, there was her sister had a newborn baby, right? And the baby was crying like that, because it wanted some bullshit. It just wanted attention or something. And I started laughing. In the baby's face, because I knew it was bullshit. And the moment I started laughing, the baby was going like this. And then I went, and the baby went like this. Hey, this is like a 6-month-old baby. Even a 6-month-old baby is looking at me like, how does he know this is bullshit? And I could see it in this baby's eyes, that the baby was like, "Oh man, I'm called out right now." So you can imagine how much I wanted to laugh at these motherfuckers who were crying at my cousin's funeral like that. They were crying like babies who wanted attention. It was uncomfortable. And maybe that's insensitive, and you guys can be like, "Oh, you're being insensitive. They probably were actually sad." They weren't, man. Like I said, I've been to 15 funerals. I know the people who are sad and the people who aren't. And they were there just to fucking soak up some of that sympathy. And it's depressing, man. A lot of people go to funerals or go to wakes, especially when it's a young person who died. Because if it's a young person who dies tragically, everyone has an excuse to go. You ever see that movie World's Greatest Dad? Watch the movie World's Greatest Dad. That is the most accurate depiction of young death I've ever seen in a film. Because that's what it is. Everyone pretends they were best friends with the person. Everyone turns a story that was barely a story into this big affecting thing. It's gross, man. Especially with social media, it just turns into this cyclone of, oh, I remember Tony. There was one day, I didn't know Tony very well, but every day in class he would make me laugh, and he was the brightest person I ever knew, and I always wanted to tell him that I had a huge crush on him, and I did it, and I never did that, but we had a connection closer than anybody else, and I'm so sad that he's gone. Yeah, man, I'm sure he's more sad that he's dead, you know? I don't know, man. Don't take the sympathy from the dead. But then again, I guess, and this is my opinion on when I die, like, I'm hands off. Once you're dead, you're dead. Like a funeral and a wake and all of the ceremony after your death, it's not for you, it's for everybody else. So, you can do that, but I don't know, try and help people, try and console people. If you're feeling sad, don't try and take other sad people and make them feel bad for you. Like if somebody feels terrible, you go console them and they'll console you back, and have it be a mutual understanding of, we're both in a fucked up situation, we both love this person, and we got to be there for each other now. Don't do like a selfish, like, everybody look at me because that person's dead and this is my moment to get some sympathy. Like, I don't know, man. It's fucked up. Even the not personal, like, when Sandy Hook happened, like, people kept posting online, like, I can't believe that happened right in our backyard. People from my hometown. It's not close. It's a couple states over. Like, it's not your backyard. Okay? You're not hurt. You're okay. You could say your heart goes out to the kids, but don't make it seem like you almost got shot. You didn't, man. These kids got to suffer that. These kids had to go through that. Don't turn someone else's struggle into yours. That's so fucked up. And it doesn't make you a good person. Okay? Sorry, the timer went out. It got very real, got very fucking intense, but let me yeah. Anyway, don't do that. Don't do that. We'll go into the second part of this. Yeah. All right, and we're back. Sorry it's fucking so bright in the background right now. It's a bright day out, man. What am I going to do? God decided to shine on us. Last week, God was like, fuck no. The clouds are up. I'm going to leave it gloomy for you motherfuckers. And today, he's like, you know what? Let me shine the sun a little bit. Let me spread the beautiful warmth of my goddamn sun rays on everybody in the earth. Which is nice. It's nice when you're talking about funerals to have a little bit of sunlight on you. To have you calm down a little bit. That got intense, huh? That got a little intense. But hey man, that's how it goes. Like I always say on this podcast, this is just how it goes. All right? I'm taking a subject and I'm speaking my mind about it. And I might be wrong. That's part of this whole thing. Is everything I say is a rough draft. It's a work in progress. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people aren't being selfish, because that's the thing. I think there are a lot of people who say things on social media who are like, my thoughts go out to people. I'm so upset by what has happened. There are people who do it and it's good, and there are people who do it and it's for themselves, and it's so that they can look good and they can look like they cared the most about the thing, and that because they're so affected by it, they're a better person than you. I mean, I've seen it firsthand at these funerals, man, and it's the same kind of behavior that I see on social media with big events sometimes. It's like, yeah. But anyway, let's get off this. People are selfish. People are very fucking selfish. And yeah. And I think a lot of people don't have real friends. They don't have, I don't know, they're isolated. Maybe the isolation is what causes that to happen. I don't know. I think it's a narcissistic thing. I think a lot of people are narcissistic, though. I think a lot of people are narcissistic. I think you just have to struggle with that. You know what I'm saying? I think if you worry about being narcissistic, that's a good thing. Because that shows that you have moments of me, but you are able to take yourself out of it. If you're just me all the time and you never step back and go, wow, I should shut the fuck up, then that's a problem. But if you're going me, not you, shut the fuck up, man, then I think you're probably okay. So, if some tragedy happens, feel bad. Make it about the people who are hurt. Don't make it about yourself. That's all I'm saying. Don't make tragedy that didn't happen to you about you. Okay? When there's a hurricane, when there's a earthquake in Africa and you live in New York, you don't need to check in that you're okay from the earthquake. Okay? Because I've seen lots of people do that, and I don't know what is the motivation there. Everybody knows where you live, man. What? Nobody's going, oh, I'm so glad you're safe from the thing that happened 8 million fucking miles away, you... Jake Letizia is safe from the tsunami. Yeah, there was no tsunami in the city, man. So I know that, you dumb fuck. And I don't mean that in a nice way. I mean that in a mean way, okay? I don't love you, or stranger calling you a dumb fuck. If you're a stranger and I'm calling you a dumb fuck, it means I don't like you. See, this circles back. This is why saying dumb fuck to somebody and them accepting it as a compliment shows how much you love that person. Because me saying dumb fuck to anybody else means fuck you. But if I say it to somebody I love, it means I love you. It's a fine line. And it's like a sensory thing. There's a slight difference in it. My disposition's different. Because sometimes I'm like, you dumb fuck. And then other people I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. And that's love. Anyway. Oh man, what else I want to talk about with you guys? Did you guys watch Abducted in Plain Sight? That movie everyone was like, "Oh, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Oh, it's so good." The adjectives people use to describe it, I don't know if I agree with, cuz I didn't watch it and go, "This is so good. This is so crazy." I watched it just going, "What are these parents doing?" Which is I'm not the first one to say this, but what are they doing, man? Also, the dad who got jerked off, like, it's... I don't know. It's such a weird story, because he's like, yeah, he told me that he was sad and upset, and that he just needed relief. Hadn't had sex with his wife in a while, so, I did what any good friend would do, and I just, He made it sound like it was like a friend thing, like when men are good friends and they're sexually frustrated, that you can ask a friend like, hey man, can you just jerk me off, man, just relieve my stress a little bit? Yeah, pal, let me get that shit done for you. It's very interesting because it's clearly a man who's like, who I would assume is either gay or bisexual. He struggled with his sexuality. He was born in a time where he could not be honest. And it's interesting to see a documentary now where he's recounting a story and he still can't be honest about it. He still can't be like, yeah, man, I thought he was hot and I wanted to fucking like... It was painful to watch because I just wanted to say, like, yeah, even though I was married to a woman, I'm also into men, and I just wanted to, he was very attractive. I felt bad for him. I thought he was cute. His dick was nice, so I jerked him off. Like, the fact that he was like, he just was frustrated, and I thought it was a nice thing to do, and... Because he was getting nothing out of it in that situation. That you don't jerk somebody off unless you're getting something out of it. And the only thing he could have possibly be getting out of it in that scenario is either the joy, like from his perspective, I guess the joy of a friend the joy as a friend that his other friend got off and is no longer sexually frustrated, or the fact that he wanted to see, like, he was attracted to the guy. I don't know. All I'm saying is if a friend of mine asked me, "Hey, I'm very sexually frustrated. Can you jerk me off?" I'd be like, "No, man. Nah, I'm I don't want to. I'm good. I'm really sorry. I'll put you in touch with some people who are single who might want to go on a date with you, but I'm hands off on this one." Even okay, even if it was a friend of mine who was a woman who I'm attracted to, and she was like, "Hey, can you relieve my sexual stress?" I'd be like, "What?" I don't know. For me, at least, there's no platonic way to relieve a friend of your stress, male or even if especially when you're attracted to the person. I would be like, "Listen, I can't do this platonically. I'm doing this because I'm into you, you know?" Anyway, so I don't know. I hope that guy one day, understands himself a little bit more. I hope he, maybe they already have. Maybe just for the documentary they didn't want to, say too many things. But I don't know. I'm so surprised that motherfucker is still with his wife. His wife. She's talking about how after her daughter was already clearly molested, she started a romantic and sexual relationship with the guy who molested her. And it was obvious that the guy molested the daughter. It was obvious. And she was seeing him. And the most disturbing part about the whole thing is she's recounting this tale of when they were together. And she is saying it with joy in her voice. Like she's reminiscent of the time she's been with this pedophile who fucked her daughter. And she has a smile on her face when she's telling the stories. It's fucked up, man. It's disturbing. That movie is it's so obvious in that movie that the parents are kind of fucked up and at fault for this girl getting molested, that at the end of the movie, they ask the daughter if she blames her parents. And she goes, no, I don't think. I think they just, in any other circumstance, I think I still love them and I forgive them. Like, she took the right route. Like, that's what you should do. I think as a human being, if you want to be, I think that's the good person move, is to be like, I forgive my parents. But I don't know if I would, I don't know what I would do in that scenario. I would like to think I'd be like, it's all right, guys. But also, if my mom fucked the guy who fucked me as a child, I don't know if I'd be talking to her that much anymore. You know what I'm saying? I definitely wouldn't write a book with her and do a book tour. I would not be business partners with the person who went, my kid might have got molested, but this guy's fucking charming, all right? Oh my God. It's either he's the most charming human being in the whole world, or that the mom was very, very in a bad place and desperate for attention from someone. Which might be it. That might be what happened. Maybe the dad was very hands-off in the relationship because he was struggling with his own sexuality, and then she was craving attention from somebody who desired her, and then maybe this guy swooped in. I don't know. I don't want to blame them totally, because I can see, and also, like, this guy's a monster, and this is what he's best at. He's best at manipulating people. But it's just so fucked to see how hardcore he manipulated this whole family. It's so fucked up, man. Anyway, it was a riveting documentary. I'll tell you that. The most fucked up shit always makes the best documentary. God damn. You know what though? The one thing about that documentary though, that this is just me being maybe vain, but like I was watching that going like, wow, dude, age is a motherfucker, because they're showing them when they were young, pictures of them young, and pictures, and then video of them now, and I'm like, god damn, I'm gonna become an ugly fuck, huh? That's what happens when you get older. You just quickly become an ugly piece of shit, man. And time moves faster and faster. So before I know it, I'm going to be a 60-year-old man hunched over like this with a fucking gut and just wrinkles in my, just a wrinkly old dying human. Oh man, it's going to be nuts. Oh man. All of them. That's the thing too. Is like all of them were like, oh, these are good looking people when they're younger, or not. I mean, they're pretty. Well, the Bundy tapes. The Bundy tapes were interesting because it was like everyone younger was attractive. All the reporters younger were fucking. I was like, oh, this is like the main reporter was like this young hipster guy, who like now would be killing it in the city. Like he'd be fucking. He'd probably get maybe he killed it during his time, but I don't know. It was like all these people who now I'm like. You know, they're not horrible looking. They just look old. I don't know. It's just like, I guess with time, your brain just adjusts and is you yourself. Like if tomorrow I turned like 90 and looked at myself, I'd be and was like, then that would be horrifying, and I wouldn't be able to cope with that probably. But I guess over time, you know, you naturally see yourself age and you just get used to it. Because I look at myself now and I don't actively think, like, I look so old now. And then look at pictures of myself as fucking 17 and go like, damn, I was a silky smooth young buck. No, I look at myself now and go, I'm good with how I look right now. I'll probably be that way when I get older too. I'll just be like, yeah, I'm good, man. I don't know. Anyway. Age is a motherfucker, man. Age, time heals all wounds and it also kills every person. That's what it is. Time solves every problem, but also it solves your problems in a way of murdering you permanently. Yeah. I got two more things that I plan to talk about. And whatever, I'm gonna fucking do it. Okay, so how do I do this? So there's this person, all right, who I know. We're not like good friends. We're vaguely friends. Doesn't matter. But she's this girl is by far the most attractive person I've ever met or seen in my life, right? And she posted on her story one day a like selfie, and it said, yeah, it's a Monday. And I didn't. And still to this day, I'm like, what did that? I don't. Because it was a photo of her with no makeup on saying, yeah, it's a Monday. So I was like, is that her being like, I look bad, like, yep, it's a Monday, I look like shit? Or was it her being like, yeah, it's a Monday, too lazy for makeup? Or was it like her being like, I know I look attractive, so let me say, yeah, it's a Monday, but then people will be like, yeah, but you still look great. I didn't understand the motivation behind the post. And again, it's none of my business, but it was on my feed, so I was like, what the fuck? Because this person, because in that photo, I couldn't fathom it being, yeah, it's a Monday, like, I look like shit. Because she looked fucking amazing. And that's the thing. And this is a thing that I want to ask people, but it's hard to ask people without seeming like you're being like you're trying to hit on them or being a douche. Because there's so many fucking dudes who do that fucking, I gotta say fuck less, but who do that stupid question of like, do you know how or not even question, they just say, do you know how beautiful you are? Do you know how beautiful you are? Or you don't even know how beautiful you are. Like, shut the fuck up, okay? Don't stop saying that so I can ask honestly to somebody, are you aware of how attractive you are? Because I on a technical level, on a logistical level, I want to know. Because this person, I've seen her in a bunch of different settings, and every time, every bar, every place, it's other people around, she is, without a doubt, I just fucking whistled hard. Shh. Oh no, dude, was that a fucking instinctual whistling? Talking about attract, that's how fucking gross men are. You start talking about attractive women, and instinctively their mouth just whistles by accident. No, but and every time she's the most attractive person in the bar, in the room. And so I'm just always wondering, like, what is that like, you know? I've never been that. Like, I've never been that. Maybe on a slow night in a bar that's real divey, I might end up being the most attractive but probably not. I'm the most like entertaining person maybe, but usually not like I'm not the one that people are like, huh, hit that, what? If people made a top 20, I'm maybe 20. That's what I'm saying. In my opinion, and I think this is the world's opinion, I'm anywhere from a 6 to an 8. Okay? And I'm a 9 or a 10 if the person's either drunk or lying to themselves. That's I think that's how I fit on the scale. So what is that like? I'm sure it comes with a lot of pitfalls. I'm sure being super attractive is not the greatest thing in the world sometimes, but it also probably has a lot of fucking benefits. I mean, there is so, because men are so, there are so many desperate men, or just like men who are sexist to women's advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when men are sexist in the way of like, I just want to fuck somebody, that can be very bad and very dark. But also it can be this thing of like, I'm going to laugh at and do whatever this very attractive person wants in the hopes that they might like me. Okay? I mean, that's one way to be sexist with that idea. The other way to be sexist with that idea is, you know, to be like, hey, you fucking what, you're just beautiful, whatever. Like that. Don't do either of those things. If somebody's very beautiful and they start talking to you, just talk to them. All right? Just treat them like a normal fucking person. You can think in your head like, holy fuck, she's, oh my god, but don't, you know. Because that's the thing too. Respect somebody enough to find out who they are as a person. Because if you just look at somebody and they're attractive, that's cool, but what else, you know? So many attractive dudes I know or have seen, they're fucking boring. They're the most boring motherfuckers I've ever been around in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, why I don't want to be near I don't really want to. I wouldn't date those dudes, you know what I'm saying? I would not date those dudes, those dumb motherfuckers. I want a moderately I want a person who's very attractive to me. You know what I'm saying? Who's very attractive in my head. And they're fun and interesting, and they got some depression to them. They got some sadness to them, some edge to them. They've lived a bit of a life, you know? They've felt things intensely. That's the kind of person that I'm attracted to. How did I get here? I don't even know how I fucking got here. All I'm saying is, what is it like being so fucking attractive? Because if I was a very attractive woman, I would abuse the shit out of it. I would just go up to motherfuckers, be like, let me buy you a drink. Like guys who, I don't understand. There's so many guys who, an attractive woman comes up to them and they go, hey, want to buy me a drink? And then the guy buys them a drink, and then the woman walks away. And then they get mad, like they didn't see that coming. If you were an attractive woman, you'd be doing that constantly. I would do that I would never pay for a drink again. Every night I would see some guy who's drooling over me and be like, watch this. I'd get a bunch of drinks from him and I'd piece the fuck out. Because fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Why would you not do that? You got to use what you got. And that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if the people who are very attractive like that, because there are some people who are very attractive and they do use it to their advantage. And there are also people who are medium attractive and they use it to their advantage a lot. But I'm wondering, I don't know, I'm just wondering if somebody who's that beautiful, who's that as attractive as this person, as undeniably like, what the fuck, who the fuck is that? I wonder if they a person like that knows it and uses it, or if they just like kind of live their life like a normal person, or like, yeah, I am that attractive, but you know, it's whatever. I hope this is making sense. I don't know if any of this is fucking making sense. Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, man. I hate attractive men. I was at the bar the other night, and this fucking guy, oh my god, he was just like a generically, like, he was a little buff, and he was just like, he was so chiseled, and like he had a rough beard, and I think he had dimples too, and that really pissed, because I have dimples, right? And so whenever I see a fucking undeniably attractive dude with dimples, I automatically am like, I gotta fucking cut that guy's head off. And he had hair that was like all swathed up and like dangling right here to one side, and he was with a very attractive woman, and she was saying something, and his arms were crossed. And she was like, yeah, I went to this thing, and like there was a lot of business people there, and they were kind of treating me like not taking me seriously, but at the same time like fuck them, because I know more than they do, and at the end of the day, like I'm going to be their boss one day, and it's like they can fuck off, because I know the clients better than them. I have more clients under my wing, and I'm actually in charge of more people than any of them, but they think because they are guys like that they can say shit to me. She was saying all this shit. And by the way, I don't know if that's what she said. I just made up a conversation. I couldn't hear her from where I was, but I put a pretty my brain just projected a pretty decent conversation into her mouth. And he just went like this. I was looking at his fucking face, because I was like, what's he gonna respond with? What's he gonna say? And I was looking at his fucking face, and he was doing that just one of those, just like, I'm very fuckable, aren't I? He was doing a like, I'm a beautiful man face. And when she stopped talking, there was a long pause, and then he went, all right. Because he didn't hear a word she fucking said, because he didn't listen to a word she said, because he doesn't have to, dude. And that really is the heart of why I hate attractive men, is because they don't gotta do shit, and nobody says shit to them. Nobody's saying like, hey man, you're dumb, you fucking, like, I wanted her so bad to be like, you didn't hear a word I just said, huh? And then he would be like, oh no, I heard it. And then she would have been like, what'd I say? And he would be like, fucking work. Oh man, I want to take him by the hair and slam his head on the bar. I did. I would never do that. Here's the thing. I feel thoughts like that, and I would never do it, but I wanted so bad to jump over the bar and just slam his goddamn head into the... I think they were evenly matched, though. That's the thing, too, is that there's a male mentality, and it comes from high school. So maybe, I don't know, that's where I first felt it was in high school, was like these attractive dudes who were assholes or whatever, the stereotypical like, why girls like assholes. And it's like, no, people like people who are confident in themselves. That's what it is. And also, that's not even it. Like, the dude saying girls like assholes, like, he's an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I saw the two of them, right? And I fucking hated that guy. I fucking hated him just on sight, right? But when I looked at the two of them together, I was like, oh, they both probably suck. Like, I'm not. And when I was younger, I figured that out fairly quick, of like, oh, well, you know, that girl likes an asshole because she's kind of an asshole. Like, they both suck. Like, you're not. The reason why you're not with that girl is because you wouldn't like that person if you were with them. Like, what you're desiring, it goes back to what I said before of, like, the guy who's like, don't you know how beautiful you are? You're just desiring somebody who looks good. But once you find out what the core of that person is, you probably aren't going to like them. And you know how I know why? Because she's very pretty and she's dating someone else who is very pretty, and they like each other because they're pretty. So if you're a cool person with a personality, why the fuck would you want to date someone who's hollow and pretty? It's fucking stupid as shit. It doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. When somebody is very attractive or very pretty, they're ugly. You know what I'm talking about? They're not pretty. They're fucking ugly. Because there's nothing specific about them. You're very attractive when you have a fucking scar across your face. Or when you have like a weird like twitch or something. When you have something that makes you look like a person, like when you see somebody who's attractive and they have some weird little flaw, like the flaws in your face are what make you attractive, man. They're what make you an interesting person. Because at some point in your life, somebody made fun of that scar, someone told you sucked, and that, made you go, all right, well, I'm not, that brought your ego down a little bit. People who have never been hurt are not that interesting. People who have never experienced some sort of like someone going, dude, you look like fucking Jack Skellington. Like somebody who's never experienced, someone being like, you're a fat. That's why people who used to be fat, like people who grew up chubby and then got skinny and are very attractive now, that's why they're like very endearing, cool people. They're people who are killing it because they're like very attractive now. And then they also were forced to build a personality. So now they got a personality, the looks, and they're just killing the fucking game. All right, it's an hour. I'm running out of time. This camera's going to cut off in a second. That was not the cleanest ending, but yeah, it was a little rambly at the end there. But guys, as I say before, that's how this goes. Thank you for listening. Like the video, share it, fucking do whatever you want, subscribe to the channel. I'll be here next week, and I love you motherfuckers so much for listening. Thank you.
You're an idiot. Jake, you don't make any sense. Jake, you're a piece of shit.